Hey kids, welcome to Worth the Spin. I'm your host, Just Jack. Ooh, hang on here. Something new. Let's try this out. 1 second. Let me make sure everybody knows that we're open for business. There you go. Welcome to Worth the Spin, new and used records. Hope that comes out okay on there. A little something I picked up wasn't exactly what it was described on the tin when I got it, but it's still a cool little accenty piece. All right, so today we're going to take a look again at from Liverpool, the Beatles set that I acquired a week or so ago. So we talked about it a little bit. We just kind of looked at the box and we looked at the record sleeves and stuff like that. Just took a quick look at it because I really haven't had a chance to listen to it. And if I'm really listening to it, it's kind of hard to really give a good review and say, hey, this is what I think of it. I can tell you what other people say about it, but, that would just be other people's opinions. So I like to form my own opinions and go from there. All right, so box is right there again from Liverpool. I've got it put together and over there out of the way. And, of course, like I said, I like to take the records out and do them individually. That way, there's no getting stuff in and out of if you got them set up like I kind of got mine down here, it's in and out, in and out. And even if you can find the protectors for me, you got to take the protectors off and you get the records out because most of them are all tops that lift off and stuff like that. It's a pain. Why not messing stuff up? And so I just prefer to do it individually like this because that's just my way of doing it. So we're going to take a look at this. So it comes with 8 records, which we looked at. 8 records, 16 sides of Beatle music. It's not everything the Beatles done, but it is, must be an earthquake. It is a good chunk. And so they do it, I don't know how they pick these songs, because some of these, there are some notable differences, and most of the others there are not. So there are some that I would have picked over some of the others that would have been on there since there's no noticeable differences. They made it a little bit more better rounded set. But as it is, we're going to listen to it from the way it is. Now, the edition I have is the Japanese edition, which is perfectly just fine. I did see this when we were in England, but it was kind of an expensive set, and I was too busy trying to collect the main UK albums and EPs and 45s catalog in order to have, all that. So I passed on that. I passed on a lot of things. Things are very expensive. As you know, if I ever get to go again, I'll take a whole lot more money. I don't see it happening, but if by some chance, then I would definitely take a lot more money. Alrighty, so let's take a look at this. We'll do it album by album, and there's not a ton of differences on here. Some of this stuff I own on some other releases that I have. Other stuff I don't yet, and some of it, like I said, there's really no differences to it whatsoever. So let's take a little look here and see how this plays out. So this is record 1. So for you who don't have the box set and are not that familiar with it, I'll let you know what's on what record. So it has it comes with this little thing to the side, which is cool. It tells you a little bit about the Beatles. So as we move through the records, we go through the years. We start out with them Cavern Club and work our way on up. On there, and they tell you all these different things. They don't tell you what the differences are on the records, but they do tell you Beatles' evolution in their records, in their music, so to speak. So record 1 contains "Love Me Do," please, "Love Me Do," "P.S. I Love You," "I Saw Her Standing There," "Please Please Me," "Misery," "Do You Want to Know a Secret," "A Taste of Honey," "Twist and Shout." Side 2 is "For Me to You," "Thank You Girl," "She Loves You," "It Won't Be Long," "Please Mr. Postman," "All My Loving," and Roll Over Beethoven," and "Money, That's All I Want." And that's kind of what it looks like on the back. So the differences is "Love Me Do" is the original UK single, Ringo on drums, which is not that hard to get, I don't think. I think it's pretty easy to get. But that's included on this set. And this is the front of it again. "P.S. I Love You" is the mock stereo. It's not in mono, it's a fake stereo. "Thank You Girl" is also a mock stereo. It's not real stereo, it's fake. I did do a couple of notes here to keep track of what was on what record so I didn't get mixed up. She Loves You is a mock stereo, and that is something that is on the Beatles Oldies album, the Japanese one, if you have that. I know where some of these are on some of my records because I remember hearing them, and I'm familiar with them. So if I know offhand what record they come from, I'll let you know. All My Lovin' has the hi-ho intro. That is on Beatles Greatest Hits that I have from Holland, I believe it is. You can pick that up on there. Might be on something else, but that's from where it originated, and that's what I know it from. So that's the differences that are on the first album. The second album, gotta take them out now. Let's go over what songs are on there. So the second album contains I Want to Hold Your Hand, This Boy, Can't Buy Me Love, You Can't Do That, A Hard Day's Night, I Should Have Known Better If I Fell, and I Love Her. Second side is Things We Said Today, I'll Be Back, Long Tall Sally, I Call Your Name, Matchbox, Slow Down, She's a Woman, and I Feel Fine. And there's got the little blurb again on the back, evolution kind of the Beatles and their music. I'll let you take a look at that. So this boy is a mono mix, and I Love Her is also is an alternate 6-bar ending. So if you listen to the end of it, you can notice the difference in the two. I Feel Fine has the whispering intro, which is also off of my Holland Beatles Greatest Hits album. But the thing that's where I know it from. That's what I have the whisper intro to, and it also has a chatter. You can hear some background chattering going on in the background, which I don't think is on my copy. I meant to go back and re-listen to it, but I didn't get a chance to do it yet. I've gotten all these listened to except for the last one. I haven't. No, I got the last one listened to. I was thinking about something else. Yeah, I got them all listened to. Some of them I wanted to go back and refer and pick out the albums. Some of them I had a chance to go back and pull them out and say, yep, that's what I think it is. And I noted it down so I wouldn't forget that is where I heard it from before. Other ones I couldn't recall. So I cheated on those and did a Google search, put it in and alternate whatever. And it brought up for that one. So there's a few of them that I don't have, like the German Magical Mystery Tour. I still don't have that. Some of those are off of there. I just know that is to be rumored to be the best sounding copy of Magical Mystery Tour that has ever been made, and I've never actually heard it. So any of the tracks that are like alternates from that, I've had to look up because I don't know those. So record 3 doesn't have anything. It's all the standard mixes. I didn't hear anything new on here. At least I'll put it to you that way. This contains 8 days a week. No Reply. I'm a Loser. I'll Follow the Sun. Mr. Moonlight. Every Little Thing. I Don't Want to Spoil the Party. Kansas City. Hey, hey, hey. Side 2 is Ticket to Ride. I'm Down. Help. The Night Before. You've Got to Hide Your Love Away. I Need You. Another Girl. And You're Gonna Lose That Girl. And I've not listened. I listened 2-3 times, and I did not hear anything that stuck out to me as being different on this record. So if any of those songs, if you know of an alternate version, then let me know. Maybe it's one they just didn't put on here for some reason, but I didn't recognize anything different about those songs. Same with record 4. None of the songs on here, I didn't recognize anything different on these either. The track listing for this is Yesterday, Act Naturally, Tell Me What You See, It's Only Love, You Like Me Too Much, I've Just Seen a Face, Day Tripper, We Can Work It Out. Side 2 is Michelle, Drive My Car, Norwegian Wood, This Bird Has Flown, You Won't See Me, Nowhere Man, Girl, I'm Looking Through You, and In My Life. Those, as far as I can tell, are just the regular releases that have been out. I did not recognize anything different about those either. I listened to them 3 or 4 times, this record, and there's nothing sticks out. It sounds the same to me. So, record 5. Record 5, we have Paperback Writer, Rain, Here, There, and Everywhere, Taxman, I'm Only Sleeping, Good Day Sunshine, Yellow Submarine. Side 2, Eleanor Rigby, And Your Bird Can Sing, For No One, Dr. Robert, Got to Get You Into My Life, Penny Lane, and Strawberry Fields Forever. And this is what the back, in case I didn't show last time, that's what the back of that looks like. And Your Bird Can Sing is the one off the U.S. version of Yesterday and Today. And then Penny Lane was the version from Rarities. If you got the Rarities album, and there are a couple that are off of that, and it has the trumpet ending on that, which wasn't on the original 45. So most people have the Rarities album. So if you have the Rarity albums, that's the version that they did of Penny Lane. As far as I can tell, I didn't recognize anything different. But when I heard that ending, I'm like, it struck me really. I'm like, that's off of Rarities. And I went back and listened to it, and that's where it was. So, all right. So record 6, we have Sgt. Pepper's Lonely Hearts Club Band, with a little help from my friends. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds, Fixing the Hole, She's Leaving Home, Being for the Benefit of Mr. Kite, and A Day in the Life. When I'm 64 starts off side 2. Lovely Rita, All You Need Is Love, Baby You're a Rich Man, Magical Mystery Tour, Your Mother Should Know, Fool on the Hill, and I Am the Wars. And that is the back of that, in case I didn't show that last time. And All You Need to Love is a mono mix, the single. Baby You're a Rich Man is the German mix off of the German Magical Mystery Tour. And I Am the Walrus is obviously, you can tell from listening to it, combines the stereo mono mixes for that. So that's pretty obvious, that one there, I think. So that was the only 3 songs that I noticed any difference on there of these. Record 7. Well, record 7. So, record 7. Record 7. So, here's the thing. Record 7 is predominantly the White Album. So, I only noticed one real difference on here. Again, I don't have the mono, or they have the German Magical Mystery Tour. So, Hello Goodbye could have something different that I'm not catching. So I don't know. I didn't look that up. But I didn't recognize Hello Goodbye and Lady Madonna. That's and Hey Jude. That's your only pre-White Album songs on here. And I didn't really hear anything different about these songs. They sound the standard, regular songs to me. Only thing I heard different on here was a continuing story of Bungalow Bill. But here, let's... So what's on this? The track listing for disc 7 is Hello Goodbye, Lady Madonna, Hey Jude, Revolution, Back in the USSR, Obla Di Obla Da, While My Guitar Gently Weeps. Side 2 is the continuing story of Bungalow Bill, Happiness is a Warm Gun, Martha My Dear, I'm So Tired, Piggies, Don't Pass Me By, Julia, and All Together Now. So this is your side 2. That's what that looks like. And only thing I noticed on here was continuing the story of Bungalow Bill. It's just pretty obvious on this record. Doesn't have that guitar. They call it flamingo, I think, something like that. There's horrible rendition of that. I have no idea what that is, but anyway, so the guitar at the beginning is missing from this, whereas this Japanese release, whereas it is on the White Album, obviously. That's the only thing that stood out to me, and that is a pretty obvious tell that this song is different. I mean, you take that off, and you take something like that off a song, and it's pretty obvious that that's, there's something significantly different there. All right, now 8, record 8. Not a lot of difference going on here, and so the one, I found 3 songs that had differences, and they're not real big significant differences. Nothing in this set, I think, is a huge, gotta get that set because it has this on there or that on there. Most of this stuff you can get, and like the Whisper intro, that's that's on that Holland Greatest Hits, which I don't think is that hard to find. I found it in St. Louis. I'm sure you could find it in the States with real record stores. But there's just stuff. It's on something else, I'm sure. I'm not sure what though, but because I don't have every version of everything. I'm working on it, but I don't. But a lot of this is just, I don't know. I don't want to use the word superficial, but a lot of this is kind of, it's, it's like, okay, that's cool. But for like somebody like me that has, a lot of Beatles on them, then, I probably have it. And items that I don't have are kind of like, okay, So there's nothing significant on here. You're not going to get any complete redone versions of any songs. You're like, wow, that's different than the other ones. There's no outtakes or no extended takes or none of that kind of stuff. But on the same token, it's not just the regular songs that you hear on all the other albums, which is great because it is a bit of a pricey set, especially if you were to buy it brand new. And, you don't want to buy something. Nothing sucks worse than buying an album, a box set, that all the songs, all the versions are what you've already got in the single albums. It's a big waste of money. So, I'm glad there's different stuff put on here. I wish, because I have most of it, that there were different stuff put on here than what was on here. But then some people don't have, some of the albums I have. I'm like, wow, I'm glad that that's on there because I don't have that album and I probably won't get it. So now I don't have to worry about it. So, that kind of thing. All right, so album 8, you have Get Back, Don't Let Me Down, Ballad of John and Yoko, Across the Universe, For You Blue, Two of Us, Along the Winding Road, and Let It Be. Side 2 comes with Come Together, Something, Maxwell Silver Hammer, Octopus's Garden, Here Comes the Sun, Because, Golden Slumbers, and Carry That Weight, /The End, /Her Majesty. So you got part of the melody there. So that's pretty cool. So yeah, this is the back of it, and that was kind of hard to see, but that's kind of what they talk to you about on there. And Get Back and Let It Be are just the album versions. Those are pretty significant. When you listen to those, those are the album versions. They're obviously not the single versions. Because some of the singles, the versions were different than what was on the actual album. And those are pretty significant stuff. They stand out. Those two, I think, stand out pretty well. Her Majesty, I didn't really find anything other on there. Except for, oddly enough, I noticed the silence was different. The silence that's on here is shorter than on the actual album. I guess they cut it off. They didn't want to put. I guess they didn't want to put this song on here and then have this long amount of silence that's on the actual Abbey Road album. And I meant to time both of them. It was in my mind to time both of them. And then by the time I get them both playing, I'm sitting here and I'm just kind of going along with the song. And I'm not thinking, oh, dang, I wanted to measure that silence. And I just didn't go back and do it. So one day I'll do it. But I know the silence that's on record 8 here for Her Majesty is a lot shorter than it is on Abbey Road. And that makes sense. Because why would you do it? It's a compilation album. Even though you've gotten the same songs on there, you're not going to leave that silence in there, that dead silence for that long. It doesn't make sense. You're trying to keep a flow going and having that big amount of silence, On the original Abbey Road album, of course, it's definitely different. But on a compilation album, you don't need it. All right, so that is the differences in all 8 of these that I've heard. If you've heard something different or you know something I don't, then let me know. But that's what I've heard on these. And I've listened to each one of them a couple of times, a couple of them like 3 times, trying to pick something up, especially the ones that I didn't hear anything new on. I thought every record had something to bring to the table that wasn't on the original version, either album or single-wise, and it didn't. So, if I missed something, let me know, but I'm not. That's what I've heard on them. Now, back to, we were talking about, or I had started to comment about the White Album, and the only thing that was on here that I noticed a difference to was the continuing story of Bungalow Bill. So, there's more than that on the White Album. If you compare the British White Album alongside the American White Album, there are differences in those albums. They're not great, but there are differences. The playing sounds different on the UK versus the US is one of the things, and so there's little things, and I don't remember them all offhand, but when you listen to it, you're like, oh, that sounds different. Wait a minute, that's not right. You think it's you all this time. It's been going by memory and messing things up, and it's not. It's the way it was. Both albums are cosmetically different, the songs, in a way, I guess we'll say. So, yeah. So we could sit here, and I need to do that one day, break out both copies, the UK and the US White Album, and say, hey, this is this sounding, this is this sounding, here's what's missing here, here's what's not. The only thing that kind of makes it a bit of hard to do is this, paying for music copyright info to use songs on YouTube, because a lot of times then I would be buying one song at $2-3, whatever it is, to put a small snippet on there and say, hey, here's the difference, and I don't know if that's worth it. So, is this set worth the spend? It certainly is. It's worth your money. It's Japanese. If you get the Japanese one, it's so quiet. These Japanese albums are just crazy quiet. They use new vinyl with it when they press these things, and they do all this other stuff to help make sure you get true quality on these albums. So it's amazing, especially as old as some of my other ones are. That I get them, and they're just awesome sounding and quiet. Have all that static and crackle and all that on there. So that's pretty amazing. So there you go. That's my little review of From Liverpool, the Beatles box set. It's worth having. It is. If you can pick it up and trade like I did, I would, because it's an expensive set. And you're always better off trading for that kind of stuff than buying it when you're getting a big set, a big bulk anniversary set or whatever the deal is. That's my opinion, but that's how I would do it. All right, so that's what I got for you this time. I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoy my videos going forward. Hope you enjoyed any past videos I've done. If you like this content, give it a thumbs up. Appreciate it very much. You can also subscribe on there. It's down there at the bottom somewhere. And that's cool. You don't want to have new content up that way. And we can even spread, out and do some. I'm contemplating doing some reviews of record stores, hitting some record stores. And I've talked to a couple owners, and they're good for it. So I'm thinking about doing it at record stores in my area. This is it. This is what they have. And kind of give you an idea what the record stores in my area. Maybe it doesn't matter to you. But it's just kind of an idea for somewhere to go with the channel. So that's my review on From Liverpool. It's worth buying. But if you can get it in trade, I would. There's not great differences on there. But it's worth owning. Especially if you don't have, I have, that a few things that other people don't have. So I have some of these versions that other people don't have. So other people have the opportunity or the chance to get some of the albums I've got. So they won't own those odd versions. So if you can get this in the shop at a decent price or toss in some trade, whatever, definitely get it. It's worth the spend. It's worth owning. It's a great record. It really is. And I love it. I love listening to it. It's just awesome. So that's what I got for you this episode. Again, hope you like and subscribe. Hope you like any videos I did in the past and any I do going forward. Sprinkle a little love out there in the little world today as you go about your this and that, because the world needs it pretty bad. And do one kind act for one person today. Buy them a coffee. Hello, your outfit looks beautiful, or whatever you want to do. And that's what I got for you. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate it. And I'll see you all again. I'm going to say when I see you, because I don't even know for sure when I'm posting another video. This one probably today. So that's what I got for you. Thanks a lot, guys. Ooh, let me go switch the sign off so everybody knows that we are closed now. And we'll be out of here. Take care. Bye.